People are paying $400 to have a shop detail their engine bay. You can do a better job yourself for $7. I tested 5 different engine cleaners on 5 different engines, from a free homemade recipe to a $25 professional grade degreaser, and I'm going to tell you exactly which one actually works and which ones are a waste of money. Quick ground rules. Engine needs to be cold, not warm, cold. Degreaser on a hot engine evaporates before it works and bakes into a new layer of crud. Disconnect the negative battery terminal with a 10mm wrench so nothing shorts out while you're spraying. Cover your alternator, fuse box, and air intake opening with plastic bags, because water inside any of those 3 is an expensive problem. Alternator replacement runs $200 to $400. Water past the air intake filter can hydrolock your engine, and that's a new engine. Vacuum out any loose debris first so it doesn't turn into paste when it gets wet, and check your rain drain channels along the edges of the engine bay, because if those are clogged, water pools where it shouldn't. When you rinse, garden hose on a gentle setting. No pressure washer. A pressure washer forces water past weatherproofed seals and into connectors, and that's how a $30 cleaning job becomes an $800 electrical repair. Now let's talk products. First up, the free option. And I mean actually free, because you already have everything you need in your kitchen. 1 gallon of warm water, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and a good squirt of Dawn dish soap. Mix it in a spray bottle, and you've got yourself a degreaser that costs absolutely nothing. I sprayed this all over a 2019 Honda CR-V that had about 3 years of normal buildup, dust, light oil residue, the typical suburban engine bay that nobody ever cleans. Let it soak for about 10 minutes, then went over the heavy spots with a long-handled detailing brush. Now here's what surprised me. On the light dust and surface grime, this stuff actually worked. The dish soap breaks down oil the same way it breaks down grease on your dinner plates. The baking soda acts as a mild abrasive and helps neutralize acidic residue. After rinsing with a regular garden hose on a gentle setting, not a pressure washer, the engine looked noticeably better. But here's where it falls short. That thick, baked-on oil around the valve cover gasket area, the stuff that's been cooking onto the aluminum for years, this recipe barely touched it. I scrubbed it with the brush and it softened it up a little, but it didn't dissolve it the way a real degreaser does. The dish soap just isn't concentrated enough to break those petroleum bonds. Now I know some people online recommend using vinegar or kerosene in homemade engine degreasers. I'd stay away from both. Vinegar is acidic, and while it won't destroy anything in small amounts, spraying acid all over aluminum engine components and electrical connectors on a regular basis is asking for corrosion problems down the road. And kerosene is flammable. You're spraying it inside an engine bay that gets to 400 degrees when the car is running. Use your head. The baking soda and dish soap recipe is safe, it's effective enough for light jobs, and you're not introducing anything that's going to bite you later. So the verdict on the DIY recipe is simple. If your engine is lightly dusty and you just want to freshen it up, this works fine and it's free. But if you've got real grease and oil buildup, don't waste your time. You'll scrub for an hour and still have dirty spots. Next up, the old faithful. Gunk Foaming Engine Degreaser. About $5 at any AutoZone, O'Reilly, or Walmart. This stuff has been on shelves since before most of us were born. The foam version is nice because it clings to vertical surfaces instead of just running off onto the ground. I used this on a 2017 Ford F-150 with a 3.5 EcoBoost that had some real character under the hood, oil residue around the turbo lines, road grime splashed up from the wheel wells, and enough dust to write your name in. Sprayed it on thick, let it sit for about 5 minutes, then scrubbed the heavy areas. Now, Gunk has a reputation for a reason. It does work. The foam expanded into all those tight crevices around the intake manifold and got into places that a spray bottle can't reach. After rinsing, the overall appearance was much better. The dust and light grime were gone. But just like the homemade recipe, it struggled with thick grease. The power steering pump on this truck had a slow leak that left a thick layer of grime caked onto the housing, and the Gunk barely put a dent in it. I had to go back with rags and scrub it by hand. The other thing is, this stuff smells brutal. It's got that old school kerosene chemical smell that hits you in the face. If you're working in a garage with poor ventilation, you're going to want a mask. The other issue with Gunk is the residue. After rinsing, there was a hazy film left behind on the flat plastic surfaces, almost like a dried soap residue. It wiped off easily with a rag, but it's an extra step you don't have to deal with on some of the other products. Now, to be fair, Gunk also makes a non-foaming version that's specifically labeled for heavy grease, and that might have done better on the thick stuff. But this foaming version is the one most people grab off the shelf because the can looks more familiar. For $5, Gunk does a solid job on a moderately dirty engine. It's been around forever for a reason, but it's not going to perform miracles on heavy grease. The smell is genuinely unpleasant, and for the same $5, you could get a gallon of Purple Power that'll last you 10 times longer. Third product, and this is where things start getting interesting. Chemical Guy's Signature Series Orange Degreaser. About $15 for a 16-ounce bottle, which sounds expensive until you realize it's a concentrate. You can dilute it down for lighter jobs, which stretches that bottle a long way. I used this full strength on a 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 that had been doing some off-road work. The engine bay was covered in a thick layer of trail dust mixed with oil mist from the engine, which creates this nasty paste that sticks to everything. Sprayed it on, and immediately I noticed something different. You could actually watch the product working. Where it hit oil deposits, you could see the orange solution turning dark as it dissolved the grease in real time. After about 5 minutes of soak time and some light brushing on the worst areas, I rinsed it off, and the results were significantly better than the first two products. The thick oil deposits on the oil filter housing that the Gunk and the DIY recipe couldn't touch, the Chemical Guys knocked about 80% of it loose on the first pass. I did a quick second spray on the remaining spots, 30 seconds of brushing, another rinse, and it was basically gone. One thing I wasn't expecting, this stuff completely dissolved all the battery terminal corrosion. That white and green crusty buildup that everyone ignores, gone. Just from the overspray hitting the battery while I was cleaning the rest of the engine. The citrus formula also smells 1,000 times better than the Gunk. You're working with a pleasant orange scent instead of chemical warfare. One important note on this product. Because it's a concentrate, you can dilute it for lighter maintenance washes. The bottle recommends anywhere from 6:1 for heavy duty, down to 40:1 for light cleaning. So that $15 bottle could technically last you 6 months or more if you're diluting it for regular touch-ups. That makes the actual cost per wash comparable to the budget options. You're just getting way better performance. At $15, this is a serious step up from the budget options. If you've got a moderately to heavily dirty engine bay and you want real results without industrial strength chemicals, this is the one I'd point most people toward. Fourth product, Purple Power Industrial Strength Cleaner and Degreaser. This is the sleeper of the group. A full gallon for about $7 at Walmart. That's the best price to volume ratio of anything I tested. Purple Power is technically an all-purpose cleaner, not just an engine degreaser, but it's concentrated enough to handle engine bay work no problem. I used it on a 2016 Toyota Tacoma with a 3.5 V6 that had about 120,000 miles of accumulated grime. The valve cover area had that classic slow seep oil residue that Toyota owners know all too well, and the entire engine bay had a film of road salt residue from a few winters in the Midwest. Mixed it at a 2:1 ratio with water in a spray bottle, which is the heavy-duty concentration on the label. Sprayed it on, let it sit for about 5 minutes, scrubbed the heavy oil areas, and honestly, the results were impressive for $7. It cut through the road salt film immediately. The general grime and dust gone on the first pass. On the heavy oil deposits, it performed somewhere between the Gunk and the Chemical Guys. It dissolved more than the Gunk did, but it needed a second application and more brushwork to match what the Chemical Guys did on the first pass. The big advantage here is the value. 1 gallon of Purple Power gives you enough product to clean your engine bay probably 15 to 20 times at the heavy-duty dilution. Compare that to a 16-ounce bottle of Chemical Guys, and the math starts to look very different. The other thing about Purple Power that most people don't realize is you can use it for everything else too. Wheel wells, undercarriage, greasy garage floor, tool cleanup. It's not engine specific like Gunk, so that 1 gallon replaces 3 or 4 different cleaning products in your garage. I've even seen guys use it to clean their grill grates. If you've got a truck or SUV that gets dirty regularly and you want something you can use without worrying about running out, Purple Power is hard to beat. It's not the strongest degreaser on this list, but dollar for dollar, it might be the smartest buy. Last product, and this is the heavy hitter. 3D Grand Blast Heavy Duty Degreaser Pro Series. About $25 for a gallon of concentrate. This is what professional detailers use. The label literally warns you not to leave it on painted surfaces and to rinse within 30 seconds. That should tell you how aggressive this formula is. I saved the hardest job for this one. A 2006 Toyota Sienna with 260,000 miles on it. This engine bay hadn't been cleaned in probably a decade. We're talking layers of baked-on oil, road grime that had basically become part of the engine, grease deposits so thick on the power steering pump you couldn't read the label anymore. Mixed it at the strongest ratio, 1:4 with water, sprayed it on, and I could immediately see it cutting through the grime. The spray bottle alone was pushing dirt off the surface before I even touched it with a brush. After 30 seconds, I rinsed and the difference was already dramatic. One more application on the stubborn spots with some light brushing, another rinse, and this engine looked like it had lost 150,000 miles. The baked-on oil that every other product struggled with, Grand Blast ate through it. The power steering pump that nothing else could fully clean, done. Now, this stuff is serious chemistry. There's a reason it works so much better than everything else. Most consumer degreasers are water-based formulas that rely on surfactants to lift oil off surfaces. Grand Blast uses a much more aggressive solvent blend that actually breaks the molecular bonds in petroleum-based grease. That's why you can see it working on contact. It's dissolving the oil, not just loosening it. But that power comes with responsibility. You want gloves, you want to work in a ventilated space, and you don't want to let it sit on painted surfaces or you'll have streaks. It can also damage certain rubber components if you let it soak too long. So spray, wait 30 seconds, rinse. Don't walk away and come back in 20 minutes. It's not something you'd use for a light dusting. This is for engines that have been neglected for years and need a deep reset. I also noticed something interesting with the Grand Blast. After the engine dried, the metal surfaces had almost a stripped clean look, like factory fresh aluminum. The other products left things clean but still looking used. Grand Blast made that engine bay look like someone had pulled the engine out and media blasted every surface. That's the power of a professional grade formula. But that power is also why you need to respect it. Don't let this stuff sit on your fender paint. Don't spray it on a warm engine where it can't be rinsed quickly. And wear nitrile gloves because this will dry your skin out in ways you won't enjoy. At $25 for a gallon of concentrate, you're getting enough product to clean dozens of engines. If your engine bay looks like it survived a war, this is the only product on this list that will bring it back from the dead on the first try. So here's the final ranking. If your engine is lightly dusty, the free homemade recipe works fine. Save your money. If you want a cheap off-the-shelf option for regular maintenance, Purple Power at $7 a gallon is the best value on this list by a mile. For most people with a normal amount of buildup who want great results without any hassle, Chemical Guy's Orange Degreaser is the winner. $15, smells great, works on everything short of the most extreme cases. The Gunk works, but for the same effort, you can get better results with the other options. And if your engine bay looks like it hasn't been cleaned since the Clinton administration, 3D Grand Blast is the only thing that's going to save you from paying a detailer $300. One more thing. No matter which product you use, you're going to need to do some hand wiping with rags or microfiber towels to get every last bit of residue. No degreaser in the world is going to spray on and rinse off perfectly with zero effort. That's just how engine bays work. There are too many crevices and tight spots for any spray and rinse to catch everything. Once everything is clean and dry, hit your rubber hoses and plastic covers with a rubber and plastic protectant. Something like Chemical Guy's VRP or Aerospace 303, both around 10 to 12 bucks. This isn't cosmetic fluff. Rubber hoses and plastic engine covers get brittle from heat cycling and UV exposure. That's why you see cracked coolant hoses and broken plastic clips on older cars. A protectant keeps them flexible and prevents the kind of dry rot that leads to a coolant hose blowing on the highway. Spray it on a rag first, so you control where it goes. You don't want this on your belts, because a slippery serpentine belt will squeal at every cold start and eventually slip off the pulleys. Same thing with any painted metal surfaces under the hood. Hit those with a quick spray wax to keep them from oxidizing. Takes an extra 2 minutes, and it's the difference between clean and this guy takes care of his car. Here's something most people never think about. A dirty engine bay traps heat. All that caked on grease and grime acts like insulation on your valve cover, your hoses, your wiring harnesses. Your engine is designed to dissipate heat through those surfaces, and when they're coated in a 1/4 inch of baked-on oil, everything runs hotter. Hotter means your coolant hoses degrade faster, your wiring insulation gets brittle sooner, and your gaskets dry out and start leaking earlier than they should. A clean engine literally lasts longer, because it runs at the temperatures it was designed for. And when you go to sell that car, the buyer pops the hood and sees an engine that looks maintained. That alone is worth $1,000 on your asking price. A dirty engine bay tells a buyer this car was neglected, even if you change the oil every 3,000 miles like clockwork. They can't see your oil change receipts from the parking lot, but they can see a filthy engine bay in 2 seconds. All it costs you is 30 minutes and $7 worth of degreaser. And when you're done, reconnect that battery terminal, start the engine, and let it idle for 5 to 10 minutes. The heat from the engine will evaporate any moisture that's hiding in crevices you couldn't reach with a towel. If you've got a leaf blower, even better. Blow out any standing water from around connectors and tight spots before you start the engine. That one extra step is the difference between a perfect job and a check engine light the next morning. 30 minutes, a few bucks, and your engine bay looks like it rolled off the showroom floor. There's no reason to pay someone $300 to do something this simple.